Okay, so this was the very first bonsai I ever got. It's in obviously the shape of an S, the S-shaped style. Um, it's a Ficus Microcarpa. Some people like to call it a tiger bark ficus as well. I've done a few changes today. I've actually cut off two more branches here today because I didn't want a swelling around this area here. So I've cut two branches off here. So now we've got just the one going into two, and then these are starting to actually branch out as well now. I cut the tips off these maybe a couple of weeks back, so they'll start branching out as well. And yeah, so we're just going to concentrate on that now. There's still a little sharp bit that I want to kind of address here on this one edge. If I rotate it around, this little branch here I'm just going to leave for now as well. I'll rotate it around and you can just see here, just about there, that there was a chop there originally. It's got some cut paste on it, but I want to try and smooth that out because it looks a bit square rather than round. So we've got this kind of knobbly bit here, but I won't do that today. I just wanted to show you, this was the first one, the first bonsai I ever got that got me into it all. So yeah, and I'll show you what I got today. Okay, so these two are again, these are Ficus Microcarpas, tiger bark ficuses. I think they're also called Ficus Retusas as well. I got these from a place called Albrighton, I think it's a garden centre of sorts, in the UK. Price was actually quite reasonable. I've been to a place called Dobbies before now, and in Dobbies these kind of bonsais normally cost, you can expect to pay around about £30 for something like that. These ones were about £17.99 each, so I got two of them for the price of one that would have cost me that from Dobbies, you know, so it always pays to shop around. So why did I get them? Well, basically, I love playing with these guys. They're very responsive to a lot of things. They're responsive to pruning. They're responsive to a full defoliation. I've said probably numerous times. The Ficus Benjamina, which is this is one over here on the left is a Ficus Benjamina, and this one on the right here, these two here are Ficus Benjaminas. They're just different varieties. I'll be talking about this one in a minute, but the major difference between these guys and these is that you can't defoliate these. If you defoliate them, they die. If you defoliate one branch, that branch will just die off. These guys, you can defoliate the entire tree and it will bounce back and the leaves will be a lot smaller. How do I know this? Well, I'll show you why. So you might not be able to see very well here, but this is the original that I showed you, the original Microcarpa, the very first one that I purchased. And I did a full defoliation on this one, and the leaves actually grew back very small compared to these other two here. So they grew back smaller and they're more rounded as well, which is quite nice. Very interesting to actually see happening. I'll see if I can put one side to side. Maybe that might be a better help. Okay, so let's have a look here. So if you look at this leaf here, I don't know, I mean, it's quite long. I should actually measure them, but yeah, they're a lot. See, they're very long, and where on this one they're a lot shorter, but they're more rounded, and they group together more as well. So here we've got a lot of spindly growth on these, Like here it's starting to be more compact, and that's down to the defoliating that I did on this guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just trim some of these up a little bit, not doing a great deal. I'm just going to remove some of the little nubbins and stuff here that we don't need. I might remove some of the lower branches that we don't need, and I'll put those in a propagator as well, because that's the main thing that I wanted these for, is I wanted to start propagating them for future bonsais, because I know a lot of people consider ficuses quite boring, but there's just something interesting I find interesting in them, you know. Can't put my finger on it, but I like watching how they respond to different things, like cuttings, you know, and even like propagating them's really cool to keep an eye on as well. They're really simple to propagate from cuttings, even sort of like from like this kind of hardwood area, as opposed to like the newer growth. The newer growth, there's a lot more chance of it propagating and rooting, but they still can do it from the harder sections, unlike a lot of other trees, like a Ceresa, for example. From what I can tell, they don't root very well from the harder wood areas, only from like the softer wood. So let's get and do that. Okay, so first things first, we can see all this soil here. So I'm guessing the trunk's going to be sort of like way down here somewhere, but I'm not going to disturb anything. I'm not going to do anything. There's lots of roots here. It's probably extremely pot bound, but I'm learning from my like previous failings, and I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it at all. When it comes to root system, just going to leave it alone. Just going to clean my cutters again, and I'm just going to cut away some of these knobbly bits here, tidy it up a little bit, and cut some of the lower branches off here as well. Right. Here we go. So I'll start off with this one. One thing actually a lot of people aren't aware of this, when it comes to not just bonsai scissors in general, but scissors in general. Luckily, I'm ambidextrous, so I can do things with my left and my right hand in most cases. Now, I actually write with my left hand. So a left-handed person will do everything with their left hand. So what's the problem here? Have you ever tried using a normal pair of scissors with a left hand? Impossible. Why? I mean, we're like, what, 2023, and we're still struggling with a simple pair of scissors that can cut with both hands, you know? Being ambidextrous is like, it's kind of funny really, because it's like using both sides of your brain, you know. It's a kind of a growth thing, if you like. So it's like I kind of like urge everyone to have a go at it, because it makes life so much easier. Like, for example, now I can see I've got to cut this one off here, so with my right hand I can get in there like that and just snip that off, and I can just change over and say, well, I want to keep that. Okay, but you can't do this with scissors. You can do it with these, but you can't do it with scissors. If you don't believe me, try it. Go and cut a piece of paper with a normal pair of scissors with your left hand, and tell me how you get on. But yeah, that one's already dead anyway by the looks of it, or it's just lost all of its leaves. But again, it's a bit low down. I don't really want it anyway. Let's have another look around. I'm not gonna cut too much off it. Just gonna tidy it up. Got another one here. And what I might do is just try and push some of this soil down as well, so that it's not sort of like trying to creep all the way up the trunk. So again, just snipping away, just tidy some of these bits up. These are great at doing this. Oops, sorry, no, bang the camera there. Just take that one off there as well. And little one there at the bottom. And the other thing as well to look out for if you go to a nursery, or not necessarily even a nursery, it could be anywhere where you buy a bonsai. The first thing you want to look for is wire, any old wire. And it sounds crazy, but one of these actually had some of the original wire that was used when they came to style it. It wasn't this one, it was the other one, which I'll show you in a minute. So yeah, be on the lookout for any old wire. You'll normally tell because it'll be rusty, because they use like a steel wire and it rusts, and it actually starts cutting into the bark as well, so you'll see like cut marks into the bark and stuff. But I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute on the other tree. So let's have another look at this now. So the top part, I think I need to do something about this bit here. So I'm going to use my concave cutters to try and hack that away a bit, so it's not so square. I don't really like square cuts like that. It looks so false, and yeah. Try and get in there the best I can, and try and alter this bit as well for the camera. Where's the best view? Well, where can I get to it? Yeah. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that. Oh, there you go. I'll see if I can get to it that way. So yeah, I want to be able to cut this right back down a bit. Like that. A slight angle. There. So now it's a slight angle, so it's a bit less obvious, and it'll flow, you know, and I'll tidy it up a little bit, maybe off camera, because I'll be able to see it better. I've kind of got my wife bought me this tripod with this big ring light, and the camera goes through the middle of it, so I've got my arms around it, so I'm trying to I'm trying to do the best that I can with what I've got, and it makes such a difference having a tripod. At least I can actually use both hands, where before I was fumbling and struggling, as you can see in my previous videos. Oh dear. But not to worry. So yeah, I'm just going to carry on tidying up these little nicks and doobies, whatever you want to call them. Got to be careful not to chop that branch off. I mean, I can put some cut paste on these as well. I'll do that off camera, because there's no point in watching that. It's quite boring. It's just some real goopy stuff. It's horrible. It's really messy and sticky, and you put it over the wounds to stop them getting infected or whatever. So I'll do that off camera as well. You can pretty much get that from anywhere. It doesn't have to be majorly expensive Japanese stuff either. One thing I have noticed, as much as I love bonsai and I love, you know, I love the community, one thing that I can't stand is how inflated everything is with the word bonsai written on it. So as soon as you put the tag bonsai on something, the price goes up by a ridiculous amount, and it's kind of ridiculous, really. And I hate to have to say that, but you know, that's the way it is. So what have we got? Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it for now. I've tidied up these bits. I'm going to leave these bits for now. I don't want to do too much. I'll tidy this up as well here. Let's have a look. I might trim that bit off there, just tidy it up a little. We've got like 2 branches, one's dead here, so I'm going to cut that one right back here. And on this one here we've got similar. We've got the 2 branches, and then there's 2 little sub branches in there which are dead. But we only want 2 anyway. It's you want that kind of 1 into 2, and then as you can see with these microcarpas, how these basically branch out further is, you see here you've got a little tip on the end here that's just coming through. Well, when that's come through a little bit more, you just nip the end off, and then you'll get 2 branches coming off that one. And then when they start doing this, budding out, you do the same again, and that's how you get a more fuller, compact kind of canopy on it, which is what I'm going to be kind of striving for on my original microcarpa. But this one and the other one I'll probably keep, because I'll show you that one in a minute, because it's quite unusual. This one I'm going to be mainly keeping this one for cuttings and for growing in the future, for growing bonsais in the future and stuff for other people. Oops, sorry, keep knocking the camera. Let me just trim that bit off there. So just going to keep going through, cutting off all these dead bits, any bits we don't want. No point flogging a dead horse, as they say. So yeah, we've got another branch there. It looks like it's dead. Lots of little branches here as well. We don't need those. I'm going to cut that one off there. I've actually taken one thing I forget to do. I'll just quickly show you. Whenever I get a bonsai, I always try and take photos of them before I do anything. But the last few times I've been neglecting that, and it's and I keep thinking, God damn it, why didn't I do it? So anyway, I actually keep a journal as well, which is really geeky. I'll show you. I've still got loads to keep on top of, but yeah, I keep a journal of all the bonsais with photos, and I make a note basically of what I've done when I did it, when it was fertilized. So that was the original, my original Ficus religiosa right there. So yeah, you should see that one now. It's taken a dramatic change. But yeah, so, and just some information that I mainly just copied this from the Royal Horticult site in the UK. Obviously in America you want to find something equivalent to that. So yeah, and then I do update photos. I've got lots of photos that I still need to organise here, so I'm well behind on it. But anyway, it really helps. So yeah, if you're getting into bonsai, try and keep a journal, because it really does help when you make cuts. Before you make cuts, take a photo of it, and then after you've made the cuts, make another photo, leave it a few months, and then compare the photo after the cuts to to the current plant, and you'll see exactly how it's reacted, and that's what it's about. It's learning. It's all a learning curve, and what better way to do it. So where are we with this one? Yeah, okay, still got some little bits here. Sorry if I keep knocking the camera, it's just trying to work my way around that as well. I mean, this one's more in a kind of a broom style, I suppose you'd call it, which I'm okay with. Like I said, you know, it's it'll serve its purpose for me. What else can I do? A little bit there. Let's try using these ones on that one. Well, I guess I didn't want that one. Got another dead branch there as well. Let's see if I can get behind it. There we go. So what else? We've got a little knobble bit there as well. Knobbly. And we've got another branch here. It's also RIP. And another one there. Don't know if you can see that one. Where have you? There you go. There. So I'm just going to trim that one off there. I think that'll do for now. It's just taking away a lot of the dead wood and some of the bits that I don't really need. Like I said, it's not the most pretty of trees, but for me, it's going to be great for what I need it for. And with spring just around the corner as well, it's going to start sprouting left, right and centre, I hope. So I think that's it for this guy for the moment. I think I've removed a lot of the dead stuff off it. I'll fix this up in the middle here, and I'll put some cut paste on these wounds after, and I'll show you the other one. Okay, so this is the second one. This one is like kind of interesting. I've never seen anything like this one before. I don't know what possessed them to do it, but I kind of like it. It reminds me of those Christmas snacks that you used to get, like pretzels. It kind of reminds me of a pretzel. They kind of, I don't even know how they've done that. They've got a branch from here, and they've bent it all the way around here, and then it's come up the backside there. So that's the branch there that's all twisted around. It's just so strange. Let me see if I can bring it in closer now that you've seen the whole thing. It's like me and the wife saw it and we thought, what the? What the? But we couldn't just leave him there. Very strange. I mean, this kind of defies all the rules of bonsai. Don't have growth coming out of inside bends. And we've got like this one here. We've got this one here. This one looks like it's coming from the inside of a bend. This weird little branch here, that one, I have no idea what's going on there. So I spoke earlier about the wire, and you can see here the wire mark. It's made all the way around the branch there, all the way around the trunk. The wire was still actually embedded, so that's what I mean. It pays to always check, even if you've just got a groove like this, just double check and make sure the wire is still not in it, because it will try and grow over it. So we had the wire still inside here, and also about there, which you probably can't see very well. Let me see if I can. It's about here. I don't know if there's still a bit inside, look, or whether that's something else. But yeah, around here somewhere. And there as well, look. See there? Got a big dent there. Must have been really tight there. So what do you do with that? I mean, I kind of want to just leave it because it's quite a novelty. And it kind of goes against all the rules, and I kind of like that. Do you know what I mean? I think sometimes, you know, breaking rules is a good thing. You know, I think the world would be a better place if we broke more rules, but that's another story. Shh. Anyway, so again, looking at the base, you can see there's like a lot of roots as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if this one's probably root bound. But again, I'm not going to touch it. Nope, no siree, not going to happen. I think the only thing I probably would do is just try and clear some of the the composty stuff away from the base here, and just sort of, yeah, just get it away from the trunk, because I don't want the trunk going mouldy or fungusy. So yeah, I don't know why they tend to do that a lot with these bonsais. I think a lot of them, like if you get them from garden centres or nurseries, a lot of them actually are from a distribution company. I think they're based in the Netherlands, of all places. So a lot of places actually get them from the same supplier, and they'll all have like similar issues. You know, they'll either be in some really horrible composty stuff. They'll be pot bound. You'll get wire marks, strange compositions. Pretzel, anyone? Anyway, Mr. P here. Anyway, let's zoom up a little bit. Again, I'm not going to do too much to the top part of it. Anything that's dead on it for now, I think, will suffice. I don't want to cause any problems. That one's got an actual bud on it, so I'm going to leave that on there. I don't know if you can see that on there. Got a little green bud on the end, so we know he's alright. Now they do tend to back bud, but it's kind of judging where they'll back bud, because you can't really tell. It's kind of a 50-50 kind of thing, you know. Well, if you cut it back, it either will or it won't. It depends on what mood it's in, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, so this one here, we've got like three little let me just take this down a little bit more so you can see. That's the one. There you go. So here we've got like 3 branches. One of them we know is the dead one up here, so I'm gonna cut that one off here because there's no point keeping it. So let's deal with that one first. There we go. Right. I swear somebody must have been smoking crack or something when they were doing this. I'm so sorry. Oh, damn. But yeah, I mean, there's not much I can do about it, and I couldn't not get it either because it was just so weird, and I've never seen anything like it before in my life. So let's have a look at the other one. Is that one also dead? I think it is, isn't it? That's the end there. I don't know if you can see that. I've just got the end of it here. It's just right there. So the second one can actually be cut off as well. So they're crossing over, so I must make sure that I cut the right one off, which is this one, the higher one in the middle here, because they're crossing over. Is it stuck or... No, my luck, it'll probably be fused to the trunk or something. Yeah, it seems to be fused, but not to worry. It's still coming off. I'm just going to cut it. Cut it there. I'll try and feed it outwards. There. I'm just going to trim that back as far as I can. There. So that's the bits that's fused by the looks of it. I'm sure that'll probably drop off at some stage, but... Ah dear. So what else can we do? Right, so yeah, as before, we're just going to chop away anything that looks a bit dead. See, I'm not sure about this branch here. We can do a scratch test on it. I'll do some scissors. Oops. I'll do it quite low down. So it's still green, so it's actually still alive. So what I might do then is, sorry I keep knocking the camera, is actually cut it, trim it back. Just trim it there. It's got a bit of green. It might wake it up to some back budding. Okay. Yeah, so we've got a bud on that one. So even though it's on the inside, I'm still going to keep it. Sneaky, sneaky. There we go. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you bleed. There you go. So yeah, we've actually got a few that are starting to shoot here. Look, we've got another one here, so that's cool. Again, it's defying all the rules of bonsai, and you know, I kind of respect that. Sometimes I think I feel like I'm doing that as well, defying the rules. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. I remember seeing a beautiful tree by a Japanese, I think it was a Japanese guy, and his tree was absolutely amazing, and everything about that tree basically, like, it did away with all of the rules of bonsai. So obviously in bonsai they say, you know, don't have anything growing on an inside of a curve, don't have shoots going upwards, don't have shoots going downwards, and all this kind of stuff. And this guy said, you know what, sod you, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna make you eat those words. And he did. He made this tree, and it was square. It was like so square. Instead of having round parts on it, like, you know, it was all square, and it had like square branches, really sharp angles, and it looked absolutely amazing. Never seen anything like it. And you know what? It was better than a normal, you know, sort of anal bonsai. You know, like a Peter Chan job or something. Not that I'm dissing Peter Chan, of course. Each to their own, I suppose, but yeah, whatever. So, that one's got a little bud on it as well, that's cool. Squeezers. And that one's also got a bud on it, so it's doing pretty well. I mean, it could do with some severe back chopping, to be honest. I think as soon as these little shoots start coming out a bit more strong, I'd be tempted to actually cut some of these back to them, like especially this one here. I don't know if you can see that one, it's so small, there's a little tiny bud on the end that's starting to come out. You know, I'd be tempted to chop it lower down. So that one's alive still. What's going on here with this one? Oh bless, look. See, we should wire that one. We should definitely wire him. Oh my lord. Let's have a look. What else can we do? So even that one there, look, I don't know if you can see this on the camera, I really don't know if you can, but even that tiny little one there's got a little bud on it as well. So even that one's starting to come out. So these ones, yeah, that one's already broke. Take that one off there. I still want to try and avoid anything that's kind of like growing it actually inside, like direction wise, like this one here. I mean, I could wire it, but I don't want them to sort of like be growing inwards into the actual canopy part, if you know what I mean. Like that one there, for example. Like this one here, ideally that should be cut off, but do you know what? I think we're well past that at this stage. So again, let's have a look at the trunk anyway. So we've still got these knobbly bits here, we're going to take those off, so I'll use these knob cutters for that. Yeah, thanks to my cat, look, my lovely scratched hands. Look at this one here, look. Yeah, I have to start wearing bloody oven gloves, I think, when I handle her. Yeah. So I'm just nipping away this so it kind of like heals more in line with the shape of the trunk. And we've got another one here. That's where the wire was as well. There's probably a lot more going on down here, but I don't want to disrupt the roots. Like I said, I tried it didn't work out. I'm not going to be foolish enough to do it again. I think that's pretty much it, apart from this little guy here at the back. There you go. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. See, ideally we should wire these as well. One thing as well is to note about trees in general is when you have them upright like this, you get kind of sporadic kind of growth on them. But when you actually lie them sort of like more horizontal, it pushes them into back budding. They're actually more prone into back budding, and they'll start sprouting sort of like lower down. So that's another thing to consider. It's just a simple thing as that. It's just like, ow, just moving the branches into a position like this can actually spur new growth, which is very interesting. There are some other techniques as well you can do, like I think one of them is called notching, but I don't know if it's done in the bonsai world. I haven't seen anybody talk about it yet, but I think it's probably a bit too harsh for bonsai, because it involves like making cuts into the tree itself, sort of thing. Yeah, I've still got some knobbly bits up there we could try and clean up as well. I don't know if you can see those. Just there. Got one there and one lower down. And I just stabbed myself in the hand with my scissors. It's having a great day. I've been smashing. All my trees are dying. No, they're not. They're great. They'll do fine. They'll come back. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this one for now. I mean, it probably could do with some wire, maybe, but yeah, I'm not really in the mood to do that right now. I just want to make sure he's healthy, and he puts out loads of new growth. And yeah, the place that I got it from, they were, I don't know why, but these guys were actually outside, and it's we're still in like winter. Temperatures are well below 10 degrees at the moment, and these ficuses are outdoors, and from what I remember, these like at least 17 degrees Celsius. So anything below that, and they stop growing for sure. They won't put any more growth on, and they're at risk of dying. So, which is sad. But anyway, I think that'll do for this guy, and I'll show you the other Ficus Benjamina that I got today, which was from eBay. Oh yeah, you heard me, eBay. Okay, so this one in front of us right here is a Ficus Benjamina. It's actually got a sub-variety name of Natasja or Natasja. I've seen it spelt two different ways, but it's a bit like Natasja anyway. Now, what makes this one a really good species for bonsai, as opposed to this Ficus Benjamina over this way to the right, is the size of the leaves, for one. You can see that on these ones on the right that I featured in a previous video, they've got very big leaves on them. Big Ben, who these are all part of, he's part of the same variety, so they've got very big leaves. Also, they have very big internodes as well, which is a bit of a pain for bonsai. This variety have a lot smaller growth, like leaves, and the internodes are a lot closer together, which is super. When this one arrived, price wise, it was off eBay about I don't know, maybe £12 or something, around that mark. I don't know, around about £12. You'll normally see them with some like meshy material along the bottoms, and it's been wrapped around, and the reason why they do that is to kill off all the lower branches, so you end up seeing the trunks. So it's like a Hessian type stuff, like material, and they wind it around the bottoms just to kill off the lower branches. So the first thing I did when that came was I took it off, because I don't want these to die. I want to keep them because I can propagate them, so why kill them off. As for the style, so this one will be replacing the other one that's kind of after I repotted it and root pruned it and everything else, it kind of, and I put the elastic around it as well to try and merge them all together. They all started dying off, so I just bit the bullet, and I basically took it out of the pot, took all the mud, all the compost out the roots, washed the roots out, and then I could see what was going on, and they were actually all merged, not merged, but they were actually all from one kind of cluster, if you like, you know, which is probably why they call them a clump, because they literally grow like this. All there's like one big nut here, and then you have all these little branches coming off it like this. So what I had to do is basically like cut them all a section away, so they all had like some sort of root system, and then I stripped the bark off the lower sections as well, and then added some root powder, rooting powder, hormone powder to the bare bits, you know, and I've basically put them in a kind of what are they called, irrigating things, you know, that are propagating things, and then I've put that on some heat mats for now. I seem to be having more luck with propagating than anything else at the moment. Yeah, I'm not sure why. I think the main problem for me was the fungus gnat situation. That was a real big problem, and having to deal with that, and then being told by a few people, oh yeah, you'll be fine to you know, to root prune them this time of year because they're indoor plants, trees, whatever. It didn't work out that way, you know, but we live and learn. So my plans for this one, I'm going to leave it until spring. In springtime I'll strip it of its compost. I'll check out how they're all merged down below, if they are separate or if they are somehow merged like in that big cluster that I said, and take it from there. Apart from that, nothing, absolutely nothing. I'm doing zip to it. I might just take some cut-ins off the lower sections here. I might even, off camera, I might even wire them so that they're slightly away from each other, because the trouble is with this style here, all the inside edges start to die off because they're all competing for light. So it would again help if they were kind of angled slightly, just so that you can get more light in them, so they don't die off inside. The length of them, I'm leaving them alone. Honestly, absolutely leaving them. I want them to, you know, just do their own thing, let them grow, let them push out new growth. And I'm not going to do anything until the spring or even the summer, until I see what's going on down here. I'm not prepared to do anything until spring or summer. I don't care. Sue me. I can't afford to lose any more trees. So anyway, that's that one there. Just to give you an idea, like if I bring the foliage a bit closer, just to show you like the comparison of these. So roughly about 2 finger width leaf there. Look, so they're very compact. Very short internodes as well. Look, see, like we're talking about a centimetre internodes before the next leaf. Where if I show you Big Ben, which is the one to the right here. Let's see if I can get him over without kicking over anymore. Oh dear. Yeah, so here you go. A big difference. If I move that one aside. Oh, thank you. There you go. Look, so again, these ones are still suffering as well. These ones were featured in, I think it was the last video, where I had chopped them right down, repotted them, cut the roots off, and they're just dropping leaves like a whore drops her pantyhose, you know. So I totally understand that it is a balancing act, and I can't stress that enough. It's a balancing act between roots and leaves, as above, so below. So if you have too much of one and not enough of the other, it causes an imbalance, and that's exactly what's happening now. This is why the leaves are falling off, because there's not enough roots to supply the energy that the leaves need, so they're just dying off. Whether it'll pull through, I don't know, but we shall see. But anyway, but look, this is the interesting part. Look, you see, like here, we've got like, what, it's got to be a couple of inches at least, you know, of internode space here, and the leaves are like 4 fingers length compared to that little guy over there. I mean, I can go surfing on that, for God's sake. Maybe I should just do that. Oh dear. The way this bonsai malarkey's going, I think I might be better off at surfing, to be honest. I don't mean that. Trust me. I know what I'm doing, I really do. But no. But like, look at that. It's like little and large. See, this is the ideal species for bonsai. So I think it's spelt, it's a Natasja, like a Natasja name, you know, N-A-T. Some people spell it S-H-A. Others have spelt it with a J, like Natasja. So, yeah, but it's still a Ficus Benjamina. So, if you're interested in getting yourself one, just make sure you search for the subspecies name of Natasja, and get yourself one of these, because they're definitely more suitable. See, this is what happens when they put that Hessian stuff on it. Look, see, it kills off the leaves so that they drop off, and it reveals the trunks and stuff. So, and also, again, this is why I need to try and spread them out a bit, because all the leaves in the middle here are going to start going yellow and brown, and they're going to start dying off, which I don't want. There's one there, look, already starting to die, and it's starting to drop, look. So, yeah, if you do get one, take the Hessian stuff off, cut the lower bits off and use them as cuttings, and try and wire them so that they have more light going in them until you decide what to do. That's what I'm going to do anyway. So, sorry if it's been a long video, sorry if I've been rambling, sorry if I've been looking clumsy, no more than usual. Ask my wife, she would tell you that. But yeah, it's just an odd time. I feel a bit disheartened, you know, having a few trees like sort of looking so bad after they've been looking so good, and not knowing if they'll pull through, and it's kind of it's very frustrating. You feel useless, and you know, you want to help them come back to life, you know, but you just don't know the best way of doing it. You know, you don't want to kill them with kindness either. So I think I've done the best that I can in regards to dealing with it, and that's like putting them on heat mats to try and stimulate more root growth again, you know, to try and get them feeder roots growing, because the heat plays such a vital role in, it's commonly missed, you know. A lot of people think it's all about light, but it's not necessarily about light at all. It's a lot of it's heat as well. The other thing I was going to say as well is, especially with potted indoor and outdoor bonsais, I might have said it, but I probably haven't said it enough, and I'm going to keep saying it until I'm blue in the face, because I still see people doing it. I still see people doing it that are trying to air layer, and it really annoys me, and I can't be quiet. I will not be silenced anymore. The force is strong in this one. So basically, what I want to say is that rotate your trees at least once a week. Yeah. So if you've got them in a sunny location, just all you have to do is rotate it either 180 degrees, 45 degrees every week. That's all you need to do. It takes seconds to do it, and you'll be surprised what a difference it makes to your bonsai. because especially if you're air layering, I've seen people that air layer and they'll say, okay, I'm going to put an air layer here, and they leave it facing the sun, and then when they come to cut it off, they just have like a lot of roots here on this side, and then you flip it around the flip side and there's nothing there at all, and they're like, oh, but why is it done that then? I don't quite understand. And it's, well, simply because air layering, you're not talking about light, you're talking about heat. Air layering works by heat, not by light. Yeah, the light that the plant receives helps, but on the actual air layer, it's the heat that matters. So you have to rotate it. You have to rotate it 180 degrees at least, so that it gets the sun on both sides. If you don't do that, you're not going to get a balanced root system. Okay, that's me. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm sorry it's been a bit of a ramble, but I had to cram a lot in with all the things that's been going on. I'll keep you up to date as usual. And as usual, as always, take care of yourselves. Be strong. Be cool. Don't be like me and make a mess of things. No, it's all going to be good. All right, take care. Peace. We're out of here.